What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode 15 of Wreck Bike Rebuild, where if everything goes right, this monster will be working today. I am really freaking pumped if you can't tell. Also, we're here at Mountain Motorsports, and I feel that it's only right that is parked next to me. One day I will own a Tesla, but that day is not today. Today I'm going to own a monster. Let's go check this thing out. Look, guys, Brian didn't mess the bike up while we were gone. Or did he? Plot twist.
I did drop it off the lift.
That was only to make it aesthetically pleasing.
Which you don't.
So am I correct in assuming after today, this bike is
done. After a test ride, it's done.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how that whole thing works, but in my world, when I'm done working on shit, I ride it.
Oh, you high five.
So,
you should be the first guy.
Now, I know you've put a lot of time and effort into this thing as well, so I don't know if you want to be the first one to ride it.
No,
that being said, if something goes wrong with the work that I did and it kills you.
So for you guys, by the time y'all are watching this video, the meetup's already happened, but if everything happens good today, I actually get to take this thing to the meetup and I could ride it in a parking lot. It's not legal to ride on the road and all that kind of stuff, but it's very exciting. If all that can get done, I am super freaking pumped. I'll have to pick it up tomorrow though, because I don't have a trailer with me, but regardless. Oh yeah, just ride the salvage title bike home. That's a great idea.
There are 4 things left in our really big list of things to do. Mm-hmm. It is the front shock.
Okay.
That needs to be, or the front fork that needs to be rebuilt.
Yep.
The blinkers for the front that wrap around the fork legs.
Yep.
And then the accent lighting for the engine.
I'm glad you called it accent lighting. The engine accent lighting.
And the alarm system.
All right, boss man. So what's the first thing today?
I think before I turn it around, I'm going to put the accent lights on.
Okay. I know we were talking about doing that yesterday, and then.
Yep. And then the rest of it, I'm going to have to take the bike down, turn it around, put it back on, so I can pull the front end off of it.
Yep. Oh, we have brake pads too.
And the brake. Well, I mean, I'm going and the brake pads, but
I got
to take the calipers off the front to get the wheel off.
Okay.
To get the fender off.
So you
to
might
get the
as
fork
well.
out. So I'm going to do all that stuff at the same time. I'll do the rear brake pads and the accent lighting before I turn it around.
Gotcha. So I've never replaced brake pads, but that was another one of those things that people were telling me it's stupidly simple, like the shock. So another thing I'm interested in watching you do, so that next time it can be like.
You do it for yourself?
Yep.
They are slightly more difficult on this machine because of where the caliper actually is.
The front or just all of them?
The rear.
Okay.
The front ones are, pretty much like everything else.
Yeah, and the rear
they're
is
fairly simple. The rear of the caliper is way down there, so you have to remove the caliper and then the brake pads.
Oh, okay. Trying to get as much information from this as I possibly can, so that in season 2 of Wreck Bike Rebuild, I can actually do a lot more stuff. So, learning, always learning.
Ooh, that was close.
Just stripping?
I almost broke my thumb.
How did you almost break your thumb?
I had it in here like this, and when it broke free.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Yep. Nope.
Yeah, that was close. It hurts now.
The hell is that?
That is an E-clip.
Oh.
A specific type of E-clip.
I don't even know if you guys can see that thing. That is tiny. Here we go.
Don't lose it.
Okay. Good Lord. All right. E-clip. Next.
E-clip.
So is that holding like a little?
That holds this pin in place. Okay. It looks like it's in there pretty tight. Once I get this out, I'll show you why it's so difficult coming out.
What do I always tell you guys? When in doubt, mallet.
Here's a rock.
Oh, I was saving that one. Right next to my E-clip.
Alright, so this has this little sprung steel cleat in it.
Yeah.
So as you press it in, it gets pushed in and spreads open inside so it stays in there nice and tight.
Okay.
That's why all you need to hold it in place is this little clip.
Gotcha. And that just goes through both of the brake pads?
Yep, goes through both brake pads and the retaining spring.
Okay.
So it keeps your brake pads from flopping around and chattering and squeaking real bad.
Gotcha.
It almost looks like a snail.
Tech tip. That's
Tech
the word
tip.
I was trying to use.
Alright, tech trip.
So all the corrosion on this pin
Got it.
obviously made it a little difficult to get it in and out.
Yes.
Lightly put it into your drill mandrel here,
Okay.
and a little bit of Scotch-Brite, and now it's clean.
Yes, tech trip. Hold on, I need a
Tech tip.
tech trip with brain.
There you go.
So, are these just like regular?
Just Scotch-Brite. Yep, just Scotch-Brite. So now this thing, when I reassemble it, I'll put a little bit of grease on it,
Of course.
because lube is your friend,
Yep.
and it'll go in all nice and easy. And there you go. I'm gonna clean that first. Got a before and after.
That thing is shiny.
Is there a special tool for opening pistons, or are you just gonna grab a?
There it is. I just don't have one.
Gotcha.
So the next best thing is old brake pads
Okay.
and a big flathead screwdriver.
I love a big flathead screwdriver.
You kind of just lay them in there, get your screwdriver in between, and just give them a good twist. As long as you don't touch the pedal, they're not going to go anywhere.
Now torquing those down are gonna be a fun time, huh?
Yeah, it's not going to be too easy, but we'll get it done.
Jesus. Yeah, that torque wrench.
$400.
400?
$400.
I was gonna say that's a tool I need until that happened.
I've got 3 of them.
No. Okay, I'm gonna stick with my little Amazon torque wrench that I have. $400? What? I ain't got that kind of money.
Now the rest. Bum, bum, bum.
Almost hit the big button.
As far as your accent lighting goes, would you like to be able to have your accent lighting on when the motorcycle is off, or do you want it to only work when the key is on?
Now, what you're saying is it's all going to be controlled by a switch, but do I want the option when the bike is off?
Correct.
Okay, so here's the way I'm going to make this decision, and it might be a little selfish, but based on a video idea that I have, I would like to be able to turn them on without the monster being on.
Okay.
So if you don't want that to happen, then you can rewire the bike if you win it. But I think a lot of people will be happy when I do a cool little video and the bike does shit and it ain't on. That's what we're gonna do. So what we're planning on, guys, we've got these 4 little LED bars, and Brian's thinking of mounting them underneath, what'd you call this, trellis frame?
Yes. There's a trellis style frame on this bike.
Ideally, it'll look like the frame is glowing on the inside. I think that's gonna be pretty freaking cool. We need to get close on this. This calls for the long lens.
see the actual LEDs, so they need to be flat. I mean, is that enough for you?
No, that's exactly what I want. Like I literally want, because it looks like the frame glows on the inside.
Yes.
If you have that. When I was going into like getting these LEDs and like I was gonna wire them up and everything, what I didn't understand was how they work with the little switch thing.
Oh.
That's my very curious thing. I'm gonna be watching what you do because.
Okay. The easiest way to use a switch is to interrupt the ground circuit.
Okay. So
you wire all the grounds
together
from every one of the lights to here. And then you ground this someplace else.
Okay.
So this is your one ground.
Gotcha.
So when you push the button, completes the circuit to ground, all the lights go off. Push it in, breaks the circuit to ground, all the lights go off.
See, I would have done the exact opposite.
You would have done to power.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to blow fuses and burn stuff up. 90% of all the switches on your motorcycle are ground controlled.
What did we call the thing earlier? Tech tip?
Tech tip.
Electronic wiring tech tip. I want to have one graphic that just comes up on the screen, just tech tip.
I like to use rubbing alcohol. This is 91%.
Is that different than what's normal?
You can get a lot of different grades.
Gotcha.
I get the highest I
that's
can.
just
100% evaporates almost instantaneously. So that doesn't work so well.
That side and that side. Nice job, sir. And obviously you guys can see the LEDs from here, but you got to remember, like we were talking about earlier, the bike is like lifted up, so you'll be seeing it from like there, typically.
Right there.
Yeah, I could see like, because you'd be reaching right here, so all you'd have to do is just pop. Now, is this, whatever piece this is that ever gonna need to like come off for like maintenance and it'd be a pain in the ass?
It's the air box. So I don't think you really ever have to take the air box out unless you're removing the engine.
Oh, okay.
So right about there.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. I love when you say you're gonna do tricks. It gets me excited. Pigtails.
A little cleaner.
That's pretty legit. Oh, so you did that and you still have the two.
Yeah.
Okay, see, in my head, I was like, but now you only got one wire, because I thought you were doing them all the way, but you were just doing that to clean up.
Yes.
That's pretty. Okay. Brian, do you have enough double-sided tape, or?
There's never enough double-sided tape.
Hey, Brian, hit that button. Yes. The frame now glows. Kind of. A lot of work, but dude, that paid off. Everything's hidden and everything. That's awesome.
Fork leg
Yep.
and alarm.
Yep. And front brake pads, but based on the other ones, that's kind of.
So this is why we are replacing the bottom of that fork leg. there are all the threads out of the bottom of the fork.
This is not a little toy spring, ladies and gentlemen.
So this bolt came from underneath here,
Gotcha.
which wraps around the axle
Yep.
and then pinches everything in. It's like a safety.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to be safe.
That seems like kind of a bad thing. But that's why we got that. Now begins the process of taking, which fork is it off?
That right fork.
Yeah, the one on the right. We're gonna replace it with the new thing we got because, you know, stripped shit and stuff. Watching you do that, the forks are a no-go. Like, that's something that I will not be ready to do.
You require a whole lot of specialty tools to do
Yeah,
suspension.
I was watching all the stuff you were like bringing out and doing it, and like. I'm gonna know all the secrets.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a gift. Right? Gotta say, Brian, that parts table.
Not much left on it.
Not much left. Give the people a tech tip. They want it.
So when you have a caliper, I should say a rotor that's as big as this one, where your clearance between the rotor and the rim is this small,
Yes.
when you are trying to remove the caliper, you take your bolts out, you slide your caliper back, and twist it sideways, and it actually spreads the pads apart and allows you a little bit of extra clearance to slide them off. So, yeah.
Tech tip.
Right. If you're going to come straight back,
Yeah.
it's going to hit the wheel.
Yep.
But if you give yourself a little bit of space,
Space, wiggle, space, wiggle.
you can kind of work yourself out of there.
I'm not gonna show you the video where I was taking that off because it happened a little different than that, but. Hey! Proof that it worked at one point in time at least. So we've got rear brake pads brand new, front brake pads brand new. Front brakes are actually working. We got the new fork on there. Now left we have what? Turn signals? Yes. Gas tank has to go back on? Yes. Security? Yes. So somehow whenever this bike was wrecked, this little nut broke, and that's what stops the handlebars from touching the tank. So we had to get a new one of those. That is what Brian is trying to fix now.
I think because of the wreck, it broke the seal of the Loctite.
Nice. Good job, Wreck.
Oh, you are one lucky motherfucker.
Whoop whoop. We're lucky motherfucker. Whoop whoop. Look at it. It wanted to be somebody in this life, but it's not.
So this is how long it's supposed to be.
Only slightly different. I gotta admit, it feels really weird getting good news on the Wrecked Bike Rebuild episode.
Man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that whole built-in zip tie thing is straight
That's like
club.
shit right there.
These lights,
Oh my god. It does, that is.
there's a built-in zip tie in the inside, so when you heat it up and wrap it around, you can just zip tie it and call it a day.
That is.
You gotta appreciate it.
That is pretty legit. Someone who thinks something out.
All right, so group decision on the turn signals is a pretty.
Holy shit, this thing's heavy.
What are we doing? What point?
I have to cut those plugs off
Uh-huh.
and then strip those itty bitty teeny weeny wires back
Oh yeah, man.
without cutting the metal part of the wire.
Dude, I'm down. I'm down.
I'm sure you are.
I'm
'cause
excited.
You're not the one that's holding the sharp instruments.
Baby wire stripping update. Just got the first one done. And just got 3 more to go. And we're fighting with the clock. They close down at 7. It's gonna be tight, or it might not get done until tomorrow morning. So just to, kind of sum everything up, taped everything up, everything worked as normal with the tiny blinker. Took the tape off, tiny blinker no longer works, but now the fork blinker works.
Dude, I wired it, I turned it on, only this blinker worked. So I'm like, I didn't test these. So I stripped these wires back and tested this one worked. So I undid my tape. I put power directly to these wires and this lit up, but that one didn't. And now that one works and that one doesn't. See what happened in series, even though it technically shouldn't work that way. Alright, I've had enough of this for one day. I can't even think about it
Wait,
anymore.
let's high five to the next day. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the rest of this video will be tomorrow, and there's no transition to that because it's tomorrow. Same video. Goodbye. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 2 of episode 15, Wrecked Bike Rebuild. It's only 1 second to you, but it's an entire day for me, and look who came! Young R6 in his ghetto white shirt.
I need to be a little bigger. I need a wife beater.
He left his wife beater at home. So we're back. I'm not going to show you the light. I'm going to go back in the shade. So the technician has got the headlight figured out. There was like a voltage issue with the multiple LEDs or something like that, but he's got all that figured out. And he's currently installing the alarm system. I'm not going to show you guys the alarm system. I'm not even going to tell you the type of alarm system it has. It works awesome. I've tested it, and it's pretty awesome. So after he gets done with that, I will record the end of it, and then we will have a monster that can go to the meetup, I hope, unless something else happens. Hopefully it doesn't. I'll go show you the headlight though. Reference that and how it looked yesterday. Way cleaned up, right? So Brian's all like, hey, I got a surprise for you. So if you guys have watched these videos, y'all know I don't even want to use the terminology of what I had to do to get that tank. See, this tank slots in right here with these holes. There's one on that side, and then there's one on that side. Do what you just did to show people. Okay, this man, oh. All right, just that casual, right? And it's in on the other side now?
Yeah.
Please, Brian.
I fully understand that you are not a technician in any way, shape, or form, and you're learning.
100%.
And you did have to replace this tank.
Yes.
And you had to take these cool little cleats off of the old tank.
Probably.
And put it onto this one.
Actually, yeah.
What you didn't realize is that this bike had obviously been crashed on that side, and it had bent this bracket. So this pin was about here. I just realigned everything.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Because I went to put the tank on, it wouldn't line up. I'm like, what's wrong? I pulled it off, and this thing is pointing in the right direction. So I kind of just straightened that out for you.
Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
That. Next bike, I'm gonna bring it in first. Or any bullshit that happens, I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah, Brian, I got this thing happening, and I just spent 30 minutes trying to get a tank on, so I'm pretty sure it should not take that long. I guess the good news is that it works now. It would have been really nice if it worked like 15 episodes ago, but you know what? Now you know. The sheer amount of time that I spent getting that tank on over and over. We're gonna get the tank on, headlight on, and I think we are done. This thing will roll out of here, or ride out of here. Now we just gotta get this thing cranked up.
This is a moment of truth right now.
Just making sure we don't have any fuel leaking.
Yeah.
Press rid of the system, and if it wasn't seated right.
We have a slight fuel issue, in that it's not going into the engine and out of the bike. All right, people, we have news, and it's not good. So Brian was just looking at the bike because it's leaking gas, and obviously that's coming from the fuel line. He looked at the fuel line, and if you look at this little guy, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Yeah, it looks like it's focused. This fuel line is broke, if you can see that. And because that's broke, it can't like stay secure in there. And all it is it runs from here to that little hose with a clamp. We're gonna see if they have that. It's not expensive, but it's more of a time inconvenience if they don't have it. So I'm gonna go check that, see if they have it, and if they don't, we're gonna have to order it, and I'll let you guys know what happens then. So close to having it running and done. God dang it.
What's going on, man?
I need a fuel pump.
You need a whole fuel pump.
A fuel line, sorry, not a pump.
Huh? No, I get it.
You would make this video.
Gonna make the video?
I would make you the star of the video, and I would put
I don't want that.
I would put graphics on the screen right now that says star of the video if you have a fuel line thing here. There's a hose that goes from the bottom of the gas tank to a metal clamp. Mm-hmm. And it's broke, so.
Do you know if it's the right or the left one?
Nope. Want to come look with me?
Yeah, I can go do that. Well, one of them we don't have for sure. So hopefully it's the right one.
Yeah, should definitely be the right one. Wait, so you have right ones here?
I don't know. We gotta
Damn,
check.
over here getting me excited for nothing. You're like, hope it's not the hope it's not the
I
left
just
one.
plugged in one.
My name's Luke, and I give bad news.
I think Brain's getting the part number though.
All right, guys, so here's the update. Luke is ordering the parts we need. There's a couple screws that got stripped on the gas tank and all these like a few little pieces that don't really matter. But he's also ordering the return fuel line for the gas tank because the top I showed you guys was broke. So this episode's gonna be kind of weird. I've got 2 weeks worth of footage for Wreck Bike Rebuild now, having been here this whole time. If we can get that fuel line in before this episode airs, there's only a little bit left. You guys saw the bike cranked up and everything. It's just the fuel leaking problem, which is a huge problem, but it's easily solved. So either you're about to see me say that this is the end of episode 15, or we're gonna cut to when all the stuff comes in. At this point, I don't know. Today's the 8th. So, yeah, you guys are gonna have to find out you guys will wait for 1 second, but for me, it's a little stressful. So I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you on the next part of it. Hopefully it's really good news and it's episode 15 and not have to be on 16. We'll see you guys in the next part of the video. Bye. Surprise, final day working on the monster. It's over there. So, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since the second before this that you watched it, and we have all the parts in. As of you watching this video, if you watched it the day it came out, I was here at Mountain Motorsports, and this is getting put out today, if everything goes right. But I have full faith in Brian that he will kill it and do good things. Everybody cross your fingers that this thing will finally be done.
I can't wait till this thing is done. We're almost there.
That makes 2 of us that are very excited to finish it.
We are almost there, and it shouldn't take us too long to get it squared away.
Brain just wants to finish it so he can go ride it, let's be honest.
I want to finish it so and stop rolling up on my lift.
Yeah, you know, I want the same thing. I want the exact same thing. So since we're at the end of this video, we ain't doing no B-roll, no B-roll, no bullshit. This is just like what needs to be shown. We're gonna get this bike running. I'm gonna celebrate. Brain's gonna celebrate, and then we're gonna be done. There's no extras at this point. Both me and Brain are tired of this motorcycle, so yeah. Efficiency is key right now. Video's getting done. A lot of you guys commented about the chain. That's the master link. Brain's already handled it, so no more chain worry. He did have to press it in a little more than it already was, but I had just not gone as far as I needed to. Okay. That right there is the reason that this motorcycle throws up gasoline like an anorexic model. You like that one, Brian? Brian liked that one. Good. Good. Yeah, we're officially in frustrated chase mode now, so it's gonna be a good video. Those are always the best ones.
For those of you that don't know, Oetiker clamps suck.
Are those the clamps that you're currently attempting to take off?
Yes. For the most part, they're one-time use. They do make a style of Oetiker that you can clip and reclip. These are not them.
So I assumed the little bits of smoke coming up was just the residual gasoline on the...
Yeah, I figured. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the bike cranks up. The bike does not leak gasoline. So Brian's gonna dot the T's and cross the I's, get all the fairings and stuff back on, which is, you guys have seen that 1,000 times. And at that point, I think we're ready for a test ride.
All right. All the pieces are on it.
It is test ride time.
Look at that.
Look at this, guys. Brian was even nice enough to spray the cleaning stuff on it. Like a true gentleman.
Professional.
My apologies, professional, not a gentleman. Specifically not a gentleman. So what Brian's got to do now is get a helmet on and go ride it to make sure everything's working correctly, because that's what mechanics do. And at that point, that will be when we know that the bike is running and everything works. Please, sweet baby Jesus.
Brian, I think you're going to be seen on the road, bro. I don't think anybody's going to miss you.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's off on the monster, and now we just have to wait for it to get back. It's not as loud when it starts going. I'm surprised. When it was in the shop, you can definitely hear it, but it didn't sound quite as loud as it did in the shop. I really hope it doesn't rain on him. Well, he made it back. Yes! Yes! Oh, yes, thank God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. You're the first guy to ride it. What do you think?
It's a fun bike.
Nice.
I very much enjoy the rear sets.
Okay.
They make it feel very different.
Okay. As opposed to a regular monster?
Yep. Your feet in so much higher of a position.
Yeah.
It actually gives you a little bit more leverage to flick it side to side. The bars are not my favorite bend, but everybody's got a different taste on handlebars.
Yep.
But the levers are nice. Power's there. The clutch shuts really hard.
Okay.
So everything works very nicely.
The bike is now done.
It's about time.
It is about...
It's about time.
It's about time, man. It's been a minute.
Well, everybody, on that freaking awesome note, I'm gonna say episode 15 is done. The monster is finally done. You heard it from Brian's mouth. It rides great. Oh my God, so much happy, so much relief. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that freaking like button, especially if you watched over an hour-long video. That's the man of the hour, putting everything together. If you guys want to get that awesome machine, we're doing all the titling stuff next episode. It will be the last episode that you can get that machine. And other than that, guys, I'm out of here. It has been a long episode, and I'm going to go edit the rest of this. So if you guys want to check out the Patreon page for the bike, links, as always, in description, or Dash Hub, the guys that I originally got the motorcycle from in the very beginning. I'm Chaseontwowheels. This is Wreck Bike Rebuild Season 1, and we are almost done. I will see you guys on the next episode, which will be on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, like every one of my videos. Later, guys.